everybody just a question each, just so you can talk a little bit more about what you do and how you've been doing it. So I guess we just saw your film last there, Grace. So, you know, you're an actress as well. What prompted you to take the leap into filmmaking?
So am I using my theater voice? Oh gosh, I have mic on. Of course I do. So there are a lot of bad roles for women. And I was certainly cast in quite a few. So I was sick of being tired, raped, and abused. And so I took my career into my own hands and started making some shorts and went to festivals with those and really felt the desire to make a feature film and started on actually an even larger project than the one that you just saw and realized I needed to make a feature to make a feature. And so I saw the HP Z820 Red Edition workstation actually at Sundance in 2013. And it's made for the Red camera, and I knew I could get a Red camera, and I also knew that the Red camera is beautiful, but it is so laborious to work with, and time is money. And I didn't have a lot of money, and I knew I wanted to make it on a fast schedule, and I knew I had the Red camera, so that was all this like whirlwind aha moment. And HP came on board, and we were fiscally sponsored in February, and created a whole script in about 3 months. We did a really creative collaboration between the actors and the director. I was very happy with it, and we started filming in April. Crowdfunded and just went and did it. Yeah. So.
Talk about just making it happen. I mean, Kate, tell me about the sort of the ethos, I guess, of your company and what you're trying to do with your films.
Well, my company is called Edendale Pictures, and Edendale is the very first Hollywood before Hollywood, and I wanted to just put that out there. And I've been working behind the camera in many different jobs, basically working my way up through most of camera, art department, mostly camera department, since I'd gotten my master's at CalArts. And like I said, finally, I just decided it was time to make a feature. I am a mom, and I wanted to make it about other moms and tell something that was inspiring and how it's never too late to follow your dreams. And yeah, it just kind of went tooth and nail of pretty DIY with the whole process. And it took a long time, and then was released and then won some nice awards. And now there's good news on the horizon where I can't tell the company it's going to be, but there's a major Hollywood company that's buying all the rights, and they're going to have a project based on the documentary.
Oh, fantastic. Congratulations. It's great news. I think we need more punk moms in cinema. That'd be great. I mean, Susie, animation is still somehow a very male-dominated profession for reasons I personally don't quite understand. But you know, how have you gotten where you are basically in it?
By taking a very bizarre circuitous route. Thank you. I had lived in Japan for a while, and then when I came back to the UK, I was really interested in this idea of images telling stories, and you know, that they have in their script, and how there were certain images and film in particular that could cross these language boundaries. And I started working in an animation studio, and I remember going to the Edinburgh Film Festival and seeing a couple of animated shorts and being really inspired by them. They had no language, and just thinking how clever that was, that in such a very short space of time, a director, an animator, could evoke an entirely different, complete world that you would get lost in. And I was so excited when I came out, and there was no one to chat to because everyone had just kind of gone like that. And I thought, damn, you know, I want to go to an animation film festival. So the only thing to do was to start one. So that's what I did. I did that. And so I did it for me. And so I ran this festival for a good few years. And as time went on, I realized that actually the more successful you get, in some ways, there's more bollocks to deal with. I mean, nothing against the men in the room, but, you know. And I also started to really want to be on the storytelling side, not just the curatorial side. And I also thought, you know, yes, it is a male-dominated field, but I would say that that is definitely changing. Like in our studio, we have nearly as many female technicians and artists as we do male. And I was talking to a producer in London, Magic Light Pictures, the other day, and they're producing a feature film, an animated feature in South Africa, in Cape Town. And he said it's amazing because there they've got men, women, black, coloured, white. He said, you know, and they're all a young crew and they're full of energy. So I think that I find amazing. The fact that we've got the beginnings of a very, I don't know if equal is the right word, but, you know, an industry. And I think that there are even changes in, from the director's point of view. You know, we've got Brenda Chapman, ex-Pixar. We've got Joy Batchelor from London, who's passed away now. Mary Blair was crucial to the Disney development. So yes, there are more men than women in the industry, but I haven't really found that to be an issue so far, because, and this is a key point about animated film, is that it's so much more about the script than a live-action film, because in live-action you've got the stars that you're bringing in, the locations, you know, there's all sorts of things going on, whereas an animated script can be written by anybody, and it just needs to be a good story to put bums on seats to make money, and that way, you know, okay, it's capitalist, but it's democratic at the same time. So.
I'm sort of going in reverse order of the show reel, by the way, if you haven't noticed. But Kylie, I guess, come to you next. So you are basically a one-woman film studio traveling the world, as I understand it. How have you found it? I mean, have there been different problems in different countries? You know, different successes in different countries. How do you do it?
With everything strapped to my back. A new skill which I've acquired is all my equipment, my tripod, different cameras, everything strapped while I'm riding a bike at the same time. Yeah, no, I just got into it because I was making travel shows with film crew and production company and the whole the route you're supposed to take, and they were just saying, Kylie, you know, what you want to do is there's not enough time, there's not enough money, and it's too ambitious, and the networks will never buy it. You've got to just follow the formats that are selling. And I thought the only way that I can sort of explore this is to not waste time with trying to convince someone, and just get out there and teach myself to film and edit and do it alone. So, yeah.
Okay. And Komal, you've got, you know, I think the film probably on the face of it that seems very relevant to what we're discussing today. It's about, I guess, empowering women. I mean, is that what, did that come from your own experience of getting into filmmaking, I guess?
Well, the funny part about me coming on board with Dreamgirl was I became a producer during the Kickstarter campaign. So my director and co-producer, Erin Bagwell, who is watching in New York City, she started the Kickstarter campaign for Dreamgirl after being sexually harassed in the workplace in the corporate sector, and realized after starting a feminist storytelling blog where she would interview these amazing women from across New York City that these stories needed to be heard. We knew the names of Mark Zuckerberg, we know the names of Steve Jobs. Who are the female founders? What do their lives look like? And as a filmmaker, as a journalist in trade, I realized that most women are entrepreneurial in nature, and the field that I was in, and filmmakers themselves are naturally entrepreneurial. So when I saw the Kickstarter trailer, I looked at that screen and I said, these women are my women, this is my tribe, I need to help bring this story to life. And that's when I came on board as a producer back in August, and since then it's just elevated to another level, bringing us here today. So we're very full of gratitude to the whole process, and I'm very full of gratitude to being a first-time film producer on a production at the scale of Dreamgirl.